Hey, what's going on everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be talking about some more NBA news, and in this video I have some of the most outrageous news I have seen in the NBA so far, to the point where I honestly cannot see this being real. Like, I swear this has to be fake, but somehow it is literally a thing, and that is the Blazers, Celtics, and Bulls could target Karl-Anthony Towns if made available, reported by Matt Burke. Now, this is absolutely crazy. Like, I just could never see Minnesota ever doing this. I mean, he's on a pretty reasonable contract currently. I believe he's still got a couple years left, so it's not like they're in any danger of losing him. I genuinely believe the only way that he would be traded is if he requests a trade. That's how I potentially see it going down. I just can't really see any other way, because in my opinion, and yes, I am standing by this, in my opinion, currently at the moment, Karl-Anthony Towns is the best center in the NBA. Now, a lot of people say it's Joel Embiid. Well, I genuinely still believe it is Karl-Anthony Towns. Now, his contract actually runs all the way until 2024, so they are literally in no danger of losing him at all. He is a very, very good player in my opinion, and obviously, I feel like, prime Joel Embiid with no injuries or anything like that is probably better than Karl-Anthony Towns. But right now, with the way things are going for Joel Embiid, I still feel like Karl-Anthony Towns may be a little bit better. I'm going to look at these stats for a second. Joel Embiid, is playing 30 minutes, averaging 22.8 points and 12.3 rebounds and 3.3 assists, on 31% from 3. Obviously, very, very good numbers, especially considering he doesn't need a high usage rate or anything like that to obviously be effective. But then we go over to Minnesota Timberwolves, who have actually lost the last 7 games at the time of making this video. Not exactly doing good. But you got Karl-Anthony Towns currently averaging 26.5 minutes per game, 11.7 rebounds, 4.4 assists, and he's 41.8% from 3. 82% of 82 of 196, he has made. Those are absolutely ridiculous numbers. He's always pretty much been a good three-point shooter for the most part of his career. Now, look, I get Joel Embiid's defense is a lot more better, and that makes up for the points that Karl-Anthony Towns does score more. But I guess I'll debate this in a different video on potentially who I think is the best center in the NBA. And obviously, who knows? I might change my opinion, but at the moment, I think it is Karl-Anthony Towns. Now, they are building a team around him. That is the main focus. He's obviously the best player on their team by far. Andrew Wiggins has actually finally started to play some good basketball, and they've got good pieces. Even though they've lost 7 games in a row, they actually were on track to make the playoffs. Look, I genuinely believe Andrew Wiggins is a good player now. Like, I've watched him play. He's averaging 35 minutes on 25 points per game, 5.1 rebounds, and 3.3 assists. Playing this new type of role, he's, kind of got the still really bad three-point percentage and accuracy, I guess, but he is improving in some type of ways. Then we got Jeff Teague, who's a nice asset they can potentially trade. Robert Covington, again, is a nice asset they can either trade or not, and Jarrett Culver as well. And then they got a couple other players here and there. But they will have another good pick again, most likely this year. They probably will lure players to their team in free agency and could even try and trade for D'Angelo Russell. Plus, I feel like there will be teams like the Cleveland Cavaliers who would potentially be willing to take on that Georgie Deng contract, so it's not like they wouldn't be able to get rid of that or anything. And yeah, I just feel like there are pieces for Minnesota to work around with, so I feel like it'd just be physically impossible to see Karl-Anthony Towns getting traded to the Boston Celtics, Trailblazers, or Bulls. Now, let's just theoretically say there is a chance that he could get traded, which again, there is not, but let's just say there potentially is. The asking price would literally be massive. Let's just say the Boston Celtics, we'll use them as an example. I genuinely believe that the Minnesota Timberwolves would most likely be asking for like a package of Gordon Hayward, Jaylen Brown, maybe Marcus Smart, and like 3 firsts to 4 firsts. Now, that is literally how much they would have to trade to get him to the team. They would have to give up their whole future, give up their starting shooting guard and small forward, and their, 6-man to potentially get him over the line. But that's how good I genuinely believe Karl-Anthony Towns is. At the moment this year, I do believe Karl-Anthony Towns will be making the All-NBA first team as the center, but again, that could all change, obviously, and again, with the way they're doing at the moment, that could change, as they're not exactly doing too good, but I do expect the Minnesota Timberwolves to potentially make some trades on the deadline to either make them worse or better, so I don't know if that's necessarily Karl-Anthony Towns' fault, but yeah, obviously, that's just how it potentially is, and really, I'm a massive fan of Karl-Anthony Towns, and I just can't see him being traded. He's even picked up as a defender. Like, he wasn't always known as exactly the greatest defender, but now I genuinely believe he is a decent defender, putting up really, really good numbers on still shorter minutes than what you could potentially expect. But again, he's just center. He's going to be playing on less minutes, but then when you realize that there are a lot of players that are playing 36 minutes a game this year, which is kind of crazy to think about, then Karl-Anthony Towns' minutes doesn't even really look anything compared to them. He's currently 61 in the NBA, actually, for minutes, which is kind of crazy to think about. But, yeah, I really don't know. Again, I genuinely believe it would be hard to see Karl-Anthony Towns traded, and if you're a Minnesota Timberwolves fan, I don't think there's anything to be worried about. There is no way the Minnesota Timberwolves would trade him unless he does request a trade, which I genuinely doubt he will do, because I think that if you were Karl-Anthony Towns, I think there are actually some exciting prospects to potentially be on the Minnesota Timberwolves. Obviously, they have Andrew Wiggins. They might potentially have D'Lo. They could still trade for Kevin Love eventually as well. And they got great trade pieces and role players like Jeff Teague and Robert Covington. And they still got Jarrett Culver, who is on his rookie contract and a good pick this year, most likely, unless they trade it. There's just some good, exciting times, I'd say, in Minnesota if they do play it all right, and obviously get maybe some more three-point shooting here and there as well, as that's what their coach likes, his main priority on their game plan. But again, anyone want to thank you guys so much for watching this video. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel, and comment in the comment section down below. What are your thoughts and opinions on, all these, this trade rumor with Karl-Anthony Towns? Do you guys think it's real? Do you guys think it's fake? And what do you guys think is going to happen? Obviously, it seems to be real, but again, it just doesn't sound real at all. But yeah, definitely let me know down below. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my gaming channel and my IRL/vlog channels. The links for them are also in the description down below. So make sure you guys leave a like, subscribe, and comment, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.